Now, are you strictly into guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when it comes to guys, what do you personally look for in a guy?
If he's funny, he has to have a sense of humor because I'm like a big kid. I'm pretty goofy. Um, and he has to be clean. I don't like guys that are dirty. Like they just throw their stuff all over the place. I mean, I had a boyfriend, he was pretty messy, and then it was just like, oh my God. I was like, no. Clean up. Why is the seat up? You know? Um, kind of like, I like homebody guys. I like guys that are homebody. I mean, a lot of the guys that I've dated, like, they're out a lot, but they prefer to be at home and, just kind of watch movies and watch me cook and like, we cuddle and stuff like that. I mean, my time now compared to before, I barely have time to do anything. So, I don't know. I guess, like, now it's kind of like I just want somebody that's serious for sure and is looking to build with me rather than, hey, I think you're hot and I want to, like, just have you like my little thing, like my little boo. And I don't want that. Like, I want somebody that I'm going to build with to eventually start like a future with.
Are you hunting for a husband?
I'm not hunting for a husband, but if God brings me my husband, I will be so happy. Oh, I'll be so happy. I'm not like a big dater. Like, I really don't, like, for instance, like I've always been in long-term relationships. Like, I was engaged once. It didn't work out because he cheated on me with some scallywag, and I found out because the trick, like, texted him on Valentine's Day when we were at the table together, and I was pissed off at him already. And so he dropped his phone underneath the table, and he was looking all over for his damn phone, and then he ran to the car because he thought he left his phone in the car. So then my sister, because he took me, my mother, and my little sister out to dinner. So then my sister was like, oh, what's that? And then my mom just grabs it. You don't want to go through his phone because you will always find something. I'm like, give it to me. And so she gave me the phone and I saw it. I was done. So when his bitch ass came over, sat right next to me, I just gave him the phone with the text message, and then I just ran to the bathroom. I started crying. And then he like came in the bathroom and all these ladies was like, oh my God. He was like, I'm sorry, baby. I love you. And I'm like, leave me alone. You're a fucking piece of shit. I hate you, So after that, I guess I was very just kind of scared, But then again, I fell in love again. And the only reason that didn't work out is because I guess he cheated on me too, but I think it was because his mom kind of didn't like me. We didn't get along, me and the mom, because the mom automatically looked at me and she thought I was a stripper and a gold digger. And she was like, and she's young. I'm like, what the heck does that have to do with anything? Like, okay. I'm like, I have my own money. I'm not asking him for no money. Like, I actually love him. But so the mom and him he was like a mama's boy. So that didn't work out. And eventually, and I'm not going to lie, I had, I guess, like, I cheated when I was in that relationship. I cheated on him, and then I felt bad that I cheated on him. But I honestly feel like I didn't cheat on him because we were in totally separate states. I kept telling him to come and see me, and I was going through like a really tough time in my life, and like some shit happened with my family, so I'm like, I need you here, and he wanted to be with his boys, and he wanted to go hang with his boys, so somebody else came and made me feel happy, and I told him, like, because we kept breaking up at that time, so. But other than that, like, I love really hard. So I'm just looking. Well, I don't want to say I'm looking for somebody, but I mean, I would like a nice man. It's a real man, a macho man.
I mean, is cheating inevitable in relationships? I mean, 2016 and beyond. I mean, is that really realistic that a man or a woman just won't cheat on each other in a long-term relationship?
I think a mistake, I call it a mistake. I think a mistake will happen. I hate to admit it, you know. I think it will happen. I think it happens, but I think relationships are pretty much like you grow with each other, you know, you live and learn, you forgive, and you move forward. And you're pretty much learning like who you have, like the person that you're with, like what they're worth. And if the person just cheats on you and is like, look, I don't want you back, you know, then it wasn't meant to be. Like, you know, just tell that motherfucker good night. But other than that, like, I mean, I do believe that people make mistakes. So I forgive. Like, I forgave him, but I think that too, like, it's just a lot more that comes with it. Like, as far as when people break up, like, they just don't have the same values in life, and they're not looking for the same thing, you know, and then they disagree a lot. And I personally feel like if I'm arguing with you every day, like, I just don't have time for it. I'm not going to deal. I mean, you know, yeah, you can go and probably, you know, have a wild night with your boys and you guys have like the night to remember. But as far as arguing with somebody every day, now that is like the deal breaker for me. I can't. So yeah, I think that people cheat. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Like that guy you were engaged with, did you give him a second chance?
I gave him a second chance, and he wasn't very supportive of my career. Like, we had like really big arguments, and he was an athlete, so I was super supportive of him. And I always like, you know, I was like his number one fan. I always like woke up every morning when he had to go to practice. I made him breakfast. He came home, lunch was ready, dinner. Like, I was like, you know, at home all the time with my little dog and, you know, just there, everything for him. But when I wanted to do my music, it was always kind of like, oh, I mean, what time are you coming home? Like, you gonna be at the studio all night? No, hell no. Like, who are these people? And then it was just, I don't know. I always had to go through that with a relationship for some reason. There's always something. Like, it's always a problem when I'm going out doing my thing for my music. Like, it's like, look, like, I can be in the studio with all of these dudes and I could put them in their place, you know, just because, like, I have respect for you and I love you and, like, you know, I'm just that kind of chick. And I take my music very seriously, so. But I don't know, it was always kind of like a problem. But other than that, yes, I did take him back. It was just other stuff that happened too. And then it just was like, I can't deal.
Now, you mentioned several things that you look for in a guy, but what about as far as looks and build-wise? What do you look for?
I mean, honestly, like, my guys kind of vary. I've dated like the tall, like sexy, you know, and then I've dated like the, you know, little overweight, just like my teddy bear. And then like the short, like he's like short with like long dreads, like the thug, and then like my vato. So it was like I don't know, I have different vibes. So it's not really like the way that they look for me. I think it's more on like the personality and if we get along.
Do you intimidate men?
I think I do. Sometimes. It's crazy because like when I'm all dressed up, like some guys are like freaked out, like they'll just stare at me, but they won't talk to me. But it's like if I go to the grocery store and like my freaking sweatshirt and like some like leggings and some sneakers, and my hair is a hot ass mess. They're like, "Hey girl, like, what you doing, ma? Like, come over here, ma. You know, you look good." I'm like, what the hell are you looking at? Like, I look like shit right now. I look like shit. What's wrong with you? You know? But I don't know.
What's the most romantic thing someone has done for you or you have done for someone else?
I think the most romantic thing that anyone has done for me is that I was like dating this one guy in New York, and he proposed to me on his boat. He took me on a date on his boat. Like, we drove the boat all the way to like this super secret restaurant, like right on the Hudson, and it was like membership only, and the restaurant was like so amazing, and like it was just like so amazing, like being on the boat and then like drinking wine and like smoking cigars and like listening to Nirvana, and like the bridge like lit up, and then like he proposed to me like later that night, but he had brought the jeweler and it was like a box like full of diamonds, and he told me to pick my diamond, and I told him no, because I know sometimes I'm like, what the hell was wrong with me? But it was because I don't know, he said something that kind of alarmed me, like we would not get along later on in my future, because he was like, oh yeah, you know, my family would accept you because you don't look all the way black, like your nose and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can't date you. I can't even marry you. Like, we can't, this won't work. You know, so I said no. And he hates my guts to this day. Like, one time I saw him and I was like, hey. He's like, don't fucking talk to me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk this way. We don't have to talk, you know? But it was really romantic. That was like the most romantic date I've ever been on.
Do you prefer industry guys or non-industry?
Like as far as what, like entertainers?
Yeah, the entertainment business.
No, I don't like date guys in like my same craft. I've dated a producer. And it was like, I was very like skeptical about doing that, you know, because I'm like, oh God, people are gonna know, and then they're gonna just, you know, just assume things and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't know. We have to be like, everything has to be a secret. I was like, you can't tell anybody that we're together. But then everybody started to know, because he kind of was like, are you serious right now? You know, like, what is it? And I'm like, I mean, I love you. So I started telling like little people, like people that I knew. And then I was like, yeah, you know, we're dating. And they're like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. But I've never dated a rapper. Never dated one, because I just feel like, you know, they're pretty wild. They're pretty wild boys. I'll just save myself. I'll save myself the trouble. You know, like the trouble right there. I don't want it.
In terms of being a singer and songwriter,
Mm-hmm.
and in the music business, you talked about maybe your career posing some trouble with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Has it made you almost quit your career? Has a relationship put it on pause, stopped you in your career before?
Yeah, it did.
Say you love pretty hard, so.
I did. Yeah, I mean, as far as like even with the relationship when I was about to get married, like it was all about him. So I was slacking. I was just writing here and there. I wasn't like really hardcore going to the studio and stuff like that. And it was honestly until I just kind of was like, you know, I gotta just focus on myself. And that's when things just started to take off for me. Because I always put everyone else before me. And now I was like, you know what? I can't. I gotta really just focus on myself and do what I'm destined to do what I know that I'm supposed to do. And things started taking off for me. So yeah, I guess it can kind of come in between. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if I find a man now, like, he has to be very secure. Very secure. Like, he can't have no kind of insecurities because I'm always going to pick my career first. Because, like, I got my family to take care of at the end of the day, you know?